أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Though not seated here with us, I want to recognize His Excellency, President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Niger, due to join us, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayya, founder and President of the Forum for Peace in Muslim Societies, distinguished leaders, spiritual and temporal here, but also want to recognize the Honorable Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here present with us, statesmen and women, these practitioners and activists, brothers and sisters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I convey the best regards and sincere regrets of His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto for his inability to address this Congress personally due to other equally important exigencies back home in Nigeria. He has mandated me to deliver his address, and I read. It was with much warmth, appreciation, and gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we received the invitation to attend and address the Second Assembly of the African Conference for Peace, with its focus on spreading peace in the world. We thank especially His Excellency, Mr. Muhammad Sheikh El Ghazouani, President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, for the honor and the generous hospitality we enjoyed since our arrival in Nouakchott. We commend and most sincerely appreciate the untiring effort of the convener of this conference, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayya, the founder and president of the Forum for Peace in Muslim Societies, for engaging with us since the Forum's foundation in 2014. We congratulate our Sheikh for bringing the Forum home to Africa, and specifically to Mauritania, where we are today addressing the Second Assembly of the African Conference for Peace. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide our dear Sheikh and crown his efforts in the hereafter with Al-Jannatul Firdaus as a final abode. We also thank and appreciate all brothers and sisters associated with this wonderful project in their various capacities. We have been made to understand that as of themes, the conference will, inshallah, try to consolidate peace, interrogate the principles of dialogue, and articulate an African response to the rather raging discussions on violence and terrorism, and how these challenges to human existence are routinely, but misleadingly and cavalierly associated with religion, especially Islam. We have also found it instructive that this conference will try to interrogate the role of certain socioeconomic forces, such as poverty, social inequalities, weak overt governance, and so on, the combination of which continue to breed extremism, fanaticism, and intolerance that in turn leads to conflicts and wars. In attempting to confront these issues, we do have an enormous task before us. The world today is without a doubt faced with the paradox of scientific progress on one hand and conflicts on the other. In areas of science, technology, information, and medicine, a lot of frontiers of human progress have and continue to open. Standards of living have vastly improved in unprecedented ways over the last 250 years or so. Humanity is better informed, more closely linked, and united. Notwithstanding problems here and there, direct colonization has become anachronistic, and the number of sovereign independent states have increased tremendously, and enjoying the membership of the United Nations Organization within a euphemistic global village. Very few societies remain under foreign control, alhamdulillah. Almost everywhere on the globe, billions of individual persons can be reached by a click of a button or a swipe of finger on handheld devices. Additionally, through private sector initiatives, humanity has begun to extend the bounds of knowledge about the universe through baby steps attempts to explore the outer space. Yet many parts and many peoples in the world remain mired in underdevelopment, ignorance, illiteracy, superstition, magic, and obscurantism, devoid of the most rudimentary technological devices to ease work and productivity, tied to the land with basic implements which lead to poor productivity and very low yields. On top of these, conflicts have become pervasive. Many areas have witnessed the resurgence of nationalism, ethnicity, and religious politics, while manufacturers of instruments of war and conflicts continue to rake in profits, notwithstanding human miseries, including death, diseases, destruction, internal displacements, socioeconomic and political instabilities. The problem have today become confounded with the advent of the problems related to COVID-19 pandemic and its devastating, destabilizing, and immeasurable impact worldwide. It will also seem to be the case that the impact of all the negative worldwide tendencies identified above have and continue to hit Muslim societies hardest, almost disproportionately. The statistics are there for all to see. According to the 2019 United Nations Human Development Index, countries and territories with either a majority or substantial Muslim population in Africa tend to score very low in evaluation and ranking. For example, out of 189 countries and territories evaluated worldwide, some of the Human Development Index scores were as follows. Niger, 189 out of 189. Central African Republic, 188 out of 188. Chad, 187 out of 188. Sudan, 185 out of 188. The Gambia, 172 out of 188. Senegal, 165 out of 188. Nigeria, 161 out of 188. Morocco, 121 out of 128. And Egypt, 116th out of 188. The Global Peace Index for 2021 also showed the same tendency when it ranked 163 states and territories in terms of their level of peacefulness, with the following ranking: Libya, 156 out of 163, Central African Republic, 155 out of 163, and so on and so forth. I do not want to bore this audience with what I call statistics of misery, including, for example, hunger, malnutrition, maternal and child mortality rates. The irony of all of the above, and especially relating to human cost and other disruptions arising from the problem, is that Islam is acknowledged as the world's fastest growing organized religion. Second, Muslim countries are some of the richest in natural, material, and human resources. A good question to ask, therefore, is why these rich endowments and God-given resources fail to reflect or manifest invisible positive impacts on the lives of the people. Furthermore, it is the case that more than any of the world's major religions, Islam has arguably the most comprehensive principles, rules, guidelines, and injunctions regarding relationships with neighbors, Muslims and non-Muslims. Therefore, we need to vigorously interrogate why more and more people are attracted to Islam, while tiny groups of political Muslims resort to extremism, sectarianism, hate speech, anarchy, terrorism, banditry, and so on. The short and simple answer, in my opinion, is that it is not religion per se, but the followers. In other words, it is not Islam, but Muslims. A logical follow-up to this observation is therefore what needs to be or can be done to reverse the situation. My humble view is that Africa's temporal and spiritual leaders must wake up to their responsibility and lead with the fear of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, love and compassion for the people and the environment He, the Almighty, has entrusted them to lead. African political leaders must give prime attention and tools to spiritual and traditional leaders to give guidance and engage with best measures to tackle and minimize especially influences that leads to extremism, fanaticism, intolerance, and terrorism. A strong and virile cooperation with total mutual trust between the spiritual and political leaders hinged on strong religious and good African traditions are key to resolving the continent's wars. We believe such an initiative has begun with the convocation of this second African Conference for Peace by a world-renowned Islamic scholar of African origin, being hosted by the president of one of the most peaceful African nations steeped in tradition and Islamic culture. Conferences, seminars, workshops, and related endeavors are the first steps to be taken in identifying, understanding, and explaining the larger phenomenon with a view to charting pathways out of the conundrum. However, we have the view that these endeavors, including this conference, are not enough. There is need to take practical actions. There need to go beyond lamentations and exhortations. For this, we recommend that the forum can help nations combat extremism by establishing centers to train and improve capacity of scholars and imams on how best to radicalize followers and identify clergies with extreme views and neutralize them. The forum should establish special purpose units to intervene and affect lives directly in the areas of education, healthcare, poverty reduction, skills acquisition, water supply, and sanitation, soup kitchens for the refugees or victims of natural disasters, and so on, in the name of Islam or the three Abrahamic religions. These will be veritable interventions to keep hope, promote understanding of true Islam, and deter the ease with which many young men and women are recruited and radicalized wrongly in the name of our beloved religion. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant our dear Sheikh and all who stand with him in this laudable endeavor with the grace to take these necessary steps in the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and humanity. I thank you once more for the opportunity to speak and pray for joining mercies after the conference. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.